The Caliphate, a form of rule in Islam that lasted for almost 13 centuries. From the death of the Prophet Muhammad to the overthrow of the last Ottoman Caliph in 1924.
The Arabic term for Caliph is Khalifa, which actually in essence simply means a successor or a deputy.
The ruler of the Islamic world would call himself Khalifat Rasulillah, the successor of God's messenger.
Through the centuries, the title of Caliph is a term that has been used and at times abused. In June 2014, a militant group calling itself the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, or ISIL, declared the establishment of a caliphate. A call rejected by most Muslims around the world. ISIL proclaimed its leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, a caliph, appropriating a title imbued with religious and political significance, and casting a dark shadow over a rich history.
Today's Caliph Baghdadi, he is destroying or attempting to destroy much of the legacy those caliphs had wanted to preserve and to foster.
المفاهيم متخلفة لا تدرس التاريخ ولا تفهم الواقع. حتى الآثار التي طمست يقولون انها أصنام، ما هذه كانت موجودة في زمن الصحابة لما طمسوها.
This is the story of a title that originated 1,400 years ago, that spanned one of the greatest empires the world has ever known. This is the story of the Caliph. Medina, Saudi Arabia. Last resting place of Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam. It was here, in June of the year 632, that he died after a brief illness. The Prophet left behind a young and vibrant Islamic state, uniting most of the tribes of the Arabian Peninsula, with Medina as its capital.
طبعا كان وضع حساس للغاية، لأنه صفات النبي اللي جمع بين السلطة الروحية والسلطة الزمنية صعب جدا انه اي شخص يقدر يجمع بين هالصفتين يعني. بس كان في مصلحة بطبيعة الحال لاستمرار نشر الرسالة اللي كان هو الواجب الأساسي انه يكون في قائد.
Ten years earlier, Muhammad and a group of his early followers, who would come to be known as al-Muhajirun, or the emigrants, had fled Mecca and persecution by the pagan leaders of their own tribe, Quraysh. The Prophet and the emigrants were given shelter by the citizens of Medina, who would thereafter be called Al-Ansar, meaning the supporters. Together, these two groups formed the Sahaba, the close companions of the Prophet. His successor would come from one of them.
الأنصار شعروا بأنهم أهل البلد وأهل العدد، ولذلك من حقهم أن يتولوا هذا الأمر بعد الرسول.
In a humble building that used to stand on the site of this public garden, the supporters gathered to decide which of them would be the Prophet's successor. But two of the leading emigrants, Abu Bakr and Omar, interrupted their deliberations.
المهاجرون ردوا أنه نحن الذين تركنا بلادنا وهاجرنا، نحن الأهل الإسلام الأول إلى غير ذلك. كانت المحاججة مبنية على أساس ديني.
After hours of heated debate, the claim of the emigrants was judged to have precedence.
أبو بكر قال: أترضون عمر؟ قال: لا أتقدم عليك، أنت الذي كنت تتولى الصلاة بعد الرسول، أمدد يدك أبايعك. لذلك أسرع وبايعه. هذه السرعة هي التي حلت المشكلة، لأنه بعد أن بايع عمر قدم كبار الأنصار فبايعوا.
In a humble building in Medina, a new age had begun. A new title written into history. A title that would ring down the ages. The first Caliph of Islam, the successor of Muhammad, was to be Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. The following day, Abu Bakr's position was confirmed when the Muslim community gave bay'ah, an oath of allegiance, to the new Caliph.
O people, a big task has been assigned to me. Now it is beyond doubt that I've been elected your Emir, although I'm not better than you. Obey me as long as I obey Allah and His Prophet. When I disobey Him and His Prophet, then obey me not.
Abu Bakr was the first of four who would be known as the Rashidun, the rightly guided caliphs.
They were all people who had been very close to the Prophet Muhammad during his lifetime, as his companions, as those who had converted early to Islam and had dedicated themselves to the formation of the early community, the spreading of the message, who had fought in early campaigns and were intimates of the Prophet Muhammad in all ways.
في اليوم الثاني من بيعته للخلافة وضع أقمشته على كتفه وذهب إلى السوق، حتى لقاه في الطريق عمر بن الخطاب وصحابة آخرين قالوا له: إلى أين يا أبي بكر؟ قال: إلى السوق. قال له: البارحة بويعت أمير المسلمين واليوم تذهب إلى السوق. قال: وكيف أطعم عيالي؟ قالوا: ارجع بنا نعطيك من بيت المال.
Abu Bakr was a profoundly spiritual and modest man. But when some of the Arabian tribes rose up in rebellion, refusing to submit to the new caliphate, he was quick to act.
As a merchant, as someone who knows the whole of Arabia, he knows all the tribal details, the genealogies, the clans, the weaknesses, the strengths, who can be employed against whom, and he transforms himself into this extraordinary, powerful man.
Abu Bakr declared war on the rebel tribes, and after a year of heavy fighting, he emerged victorious. His attention was now turned to the territory of the two superpowers of the era, the Sassanids in Persia